Welcome to the Boat Show. I'm Bill Hackett, and today we're coming to you from Western Penobscot Bay. We're on board Polly, and we're checking out the Camden Classic Cup. It's a classic sailing regatta in Camden, Maine, where the mountains meet the sea. So the regatta is sponsored by Lyman Morris. They just put in a brand new wharf in town. It's only a year old. This is a fantastic place for any type of boating, but this regatta fits right in here. So there are over 90 boats in 9 classifications in the 7th annual Camden Classic Cup. We got beautiful weather. I think the water's probably around 67 degrees. Light winds today. We had better winds yesterday. Great conditions for sailing. So there's so much going on, more than just the regatta. Today we're lucky enough to be on board Polly, and we're headed into the boat parade, which is a great way for the entire community to soak in all these classic wooden boats before they race. So we're lucky enough to be with Drew Lyman. How you doing, Drew?
Good, yeah, good to have you guys.
His name's on the building, Lyman Morris. By the way, let's talk about the wharf for a second. You're into it, right?
I'm into it. This was a long process for me, and it took about 2 years to rebuild this whole place. And but this is my version of the kind of modern boatyard, right? So we got the workspace behind it, and then we got all the retail in the front. And the idea is to bring a lot more activity and action and just the vibe, I call it, to the boatyard. So that was the idea here. So yeah.
Tremendous impact on the community, right?
Yeah,
like they must love it.
I think so. I think you're right. The town itself has talked a lot about how it's really broadened the whole town, of course, brought a lot more things to the area. Obviously, we have a bunch more retail and cocktail lounges. A lot of cocktail for boaters.
Yeah.
So
boating and cocktails, shocking.
Kind of goes together.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part, is the community aspect of this whole thing, is trying to engage that town over here. I mean, if you look at this regatta, the whole idea is how do you integrate that stuff, and not just be this fancy boats everywhere, get the whole town involved and get the community going, So.
Absolutely. Speaking of getting the community involved, we have the Camden Classic Cup.
Yep.
Tell us all about it.
Well, I mean, the way this started, this is kind of funny, but the way it started was I was sitting here having lunch by myself. None of this was here, and I was having a picnic table, looking out. It was the best view, and then a guy that used to run the Merrilee, or own the Merrilee program, came and sat next to me. He's like, "We should do a classics regatta." I was like, "That sounds like a great idea," thinking we'd do it together. Right. Well, no, all of a sudden it was on me. So anyway, got it going. We did it got it going for the first couple of years, and learned a lot. But every year we've grown it, and what again, back to the community side, it all ties together, right? Is we've really trying to embrace the whole town, and this whole parade of sail tomorrow morning is like, it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be full on both sides of the harbor. So.
Absolutely. So when we talk about yachting here in Camden, you see the passion right here on your face.
Yeah, well, I love it. Yeah,
but every sailor that's coming up on the dock, like for this style of racing, it's very different than traditional sailing.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the best views in the world right here, right? Yeah. With all these classic yachts. I mean, these are some of the most beautiful yachts in the world. And to be able to host this here in this harbor, I mean, it doesn't get any better. It really doesn't. I love it.
Here we are at the end of day 1 racing, and I'm here with Andy Tiska from Gleam. How you doing, Andy?
Fantastic. What a day in the water.
Beautiful out there, wasn't it?
Incredible. Yep, this is a great spot.
So fantastic. Let's talk about Gleam for a minute.
Well, yeah, Gleam's, she's an incredible boat. Pleasure to sail her. She was designed in 1937 by Clinton Crane for his own use, and played a special role in the development of the America's Cup class, and to have her out racing against some similar boats of vintage is just, really just a special treat.
So when we talk about this classic style of boat and this whole series, there really is so much passion going on here for these types of boats. Why is that?
Really it's around preservation, not just preservation of these artifacts, which are just incredible representations of the way yachting used to be, but to be able to translate that today, but more importantly, connect with young people. And you'll see on a lot of the boats, like Gleam, all ages. And to be able to connect young sailors with the past and develop that appreciation is really what you see happening here in Camden.
Total sustainability, correct?
Absolutely.
How did we do today, Andy?
Well, we measure how we do by 3 things: being safe, having fun, and then sailing fast. First 2 we did, and the third I think we did as well, but we won't know until the race committee does their thing, racing on corrected time. We'll see. We're hoping for the best, but we're feeling pretty good.
Seems pretty jolly back there on the boat. Everybody's having a good time. Good crew, right?
Absolutely. Yep, this is a crew that we developed over a few years. This is our 3rd Camden Classics. Keep coming back. Great race committee, great sponsors, and just a great venue to be and great to sail along so many other classic boats.
Well, that's fantastic. We want to wish you good luck tomorrow. And hey, she is one beautiful boat.
Thanks. Yep, and that's such a treat to be out there.
So we're on board with Peter Gallant on Polly. How you doing, Peter?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. We're in Maine.
Oh my God, here we are. We got the boat parade. This is really important to the community, right? They get to enjoy some of the vibes of boats going on.
They do, and it's, you know, a lot of people will come out for it. You know, when we go in and do the parade, it's like, wow, there's a lot of folks out there watching this, and it's great.
So Peter, I'm on board Polly. Let's say I'm a member of the crew. What's it like? What's the accommodations like overnight here?
Oh, well, we're stuffed on top of each other. Actually, last night was pretty good. I think we had like 5 of us. We have had as many as 8 or 9 people sleeping on this boat at a time. So we put a tent over the boom, and people sleep out here in the cockpit, and just, you know, pile up, and all their stuff exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a bomb goes off.
It really, you know, sailing is all about family and community and passion, and on the boat in the evening is the best part of the night, right?
It's fun, yeah. I mean, we came in, you know, after racing yesterday, and we all just hung out on the boat for an hour or so, and baking in the hot afternoon sun. Yesterday was pretty hot.
Yeah.
So I'm a lifelong boat builder, and I had some experience with cold molded boats, fiberglass boats, and I decided to specialize in older style wooden boats, traditionally constructed wooden boats, mainly because it's more challenging and more satisfying to do. But it's a real niche market.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're halfway good at it, you will be employed. And so I did that for years and years and years. And I thought I was retired. And then this boat came my way, and it was an absolute basket case. I bought it for the price of the lead. And from about a foot above the waterline on down, that's all that we saved.
Right.
It's fundamentally, it's a new boat.
Right.
You know, new keel, new rudder, new frames, new planking, new mast, new boom, and even the varnished cabin house side was grayer and grainier than the deck is now.
Yeah.
And it took, well, I've got about 10,500 hours of my own life into rebuilding this boat.
But you have your hands on every inch of this boat, and it must really be in touch with it and have a great feeling for it.
Well, I do, and so that's kind of when we're out racing. You know, we're all, you know, what they call Corinthian. Nobody's getting paid here, and I wouldn't pay them because it wouldn't be as much fun.
Yeah.
And you know, all my competition are really fast boats, really well kept, and paid crew. So it's tough to compete.
Right.
You know, so we all just jump on for a couple weekends of the year, you know, drink beer and go out and have a good time.
Well, Peter, I really appreciate your time.
Bill.
Thank you for having us aboard this beautiful boat, and good luck today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So here's a save the date for you. July 25th through the 27th, 2024. That's next year's Camden Classic Cup here in Camden, Maine. You need to come here and check it out for yourself.